Welcome back to the Morning Crossfire, right here on your number one station for talk, 95.1 Nigeria Info. It's 6:16 a.m. It's time to get into what the newspaper headlines are saying for today, the fourth day in the month of March 2025.
Hot and fresh off the press, these are the front pages.
As always, these headlines are published by those media houses and have nothing to do with Nigeria Info. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Punch newspapers, the Vanguard newspapers, the Daily Trust newspapers, and the Guardian newspapers. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation by calling in live 0700-951-0000. 0809-597-4869 or send a message, voice note or call on WhatsApp 080-999-30137. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja, so you can watch us live on there and drop your comments as well. Let's get started with the Punch newspapers. A cover story here on the front page says, Lagos Assembly, how a Conde-led panel forced Miranda out, reinstated Obasa. Sean protests against airport concession. Fan urges unions. Offa Poli to host 22nd Nipoga in April. Kwara kidnap victim rescued. 2 suspects arrested. Reps extend submission deadline for memoranda on state creation. Ayedatiwa approves employment of 1,000 teachers. NNPCL stations have reduced petrol price to 860 naira per litre, according to marketers. Residents lament as disco plunges Lagos Air Force Base into 12-day blackout. Rivers budget ultimatum for Barra Assembly set for fresh showdown. Governor alerts supporters. FG NNPCL work out 7.7 trillion naira fuel subsidy debt payment. Ramadan, Kebbi, Bauchi, Kano rebuff Khan, says schools remain closed. Police rescue abducted officer in Abuja. NDLEA intercepts fleeing drug baron after 17 years in Lagos. And finally, on the Punch newspapers, Edo poll, PDP, APC, bicker as tribunal adjourns for judgment. These and many more headlines you'd find on the Punch newspapers. A quick look at the Vanguard newspapers. A cover story here says, Rivers crisis, I am not scared of anything, according to Fubara. Akpati Oduaga, no formal petition against Akpabio, says Senate. NNPCL, Dangote's price reduction excites retailers. Lagos Assembly, Obasa returns, Miranda out. PDP intact in Bayelsa, that's according to Diri. Extension of Egbetokun's tenure as IGP not illegal, says Ehindero. It is time to rescue PDP from imminent collapse, concerned stakeholders say. Naira down to 1,510 to the dollar in parallel markets. Full speech, I am not a quitter, says Miranda before resigning as Speaker. Lagos Assembly crisis shameful, a betrayal of public trust. LP blasts APC. How gunmen abducted 4 students near Katsina Varsity. And finally, on the Vanguard newspapers, inflation rate rattles investors as stock market index declines to 0.6%. Those and many more you'd find on the Vanguard newspapers today. A quick look at the front page of the Daily Trust. The top story here says, what is happening to Ramadan baskets this year? You find details of that story on the front page of the Daily Trust. FEC approves licenses for 11 new private universities. Edo market women demand justice for slain woman. Ramadan, Kanu to feed 91,000 people daily. FEC approves 507 billion naira for Abuja, Kaduna, Zaria, Kanu Road. Natasha, why we are yet to probe Akpabio. Why we are yet to probe Akpabio, says Senate. Boko Haram abducts professor in Borno. I am not scared of leaving office, says Fubara. Obasa returns as Miranda steps down after 49 days in office. And finally, on the Daily Trust, FG plans 220 million naira prize for outstanding MSME. Those and many more you'd find on the Daily Trust newspapers today. A final stop over the front page of the Guardian newspapers. A top story here says, failure to provide account details delays direct allocation to LGs. That's according to the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee. Kogi allocates 3 billion naira to remodel government house, 350 million naira for schools and hospitals. FG opens 2025 MSMEs Awards applications. Winner to get 220 million naira. NNPC reduces petrol pump price to 860 naira per litre. Obasa reinstated as Lagos Assembly Speaker. Fubara claims undaunted, vows to champion good governance. Reviving North-South cattle trade for improved livestock development. Kanu flags off free Ramadan feeding, targets over 8,000 residents daily. Retail prices drop to 7-month low in February, PMI report claims. Nigerians enjoy subsidized fuel as NNPC, Dangote engage in price war. And finally, on The Guardian, Edo community absorbs self of overkillings, accuses cocoa farmers of aggression. And that'll be a good place to wrap it up on the Guardian newspapers. We'll take a very quick break for the commercials and get to your reactions. Keep your messages coming through on WhatsApp 080-999-30137. You can also send a voice note on there or watch us live on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja and drop your comments as well. A quick break for the commercials. I'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria
101 Abuja.
Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to the Morning Crossfire. It's time to get to your reactions to the news of the headlines. The numbers to call are 0700 951 0000, 0809 597 4869. On WhatsApp, it's 080 999 30137. We're streaming live on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja, as well as on YouTube at Nigeria Info FM. Oh no. At Nigeria Info Abuja. That's the YouTube handle. Same for Facebook. So you can watch either on Facebook or on YouTube and share your thoughts. Good morning.
Good morning, Angelic Gabriella. My name is Abakar calling you from Gogoleda.
Welcome. Go ahead.
All the callers and the contributors. Ramadan Karim to all Nigerians. The hierarchy of the Senate were making a assertion that there was no formal petition of the alleged sexual issue concerning Natasha. Does the Senate respect protocol and bureaucracy of their members? They do things with impunity. They don't follow due process. Rule of law is not being respected. That is why they hijack the running of the Senate. They do business with whom they think fit, and they marginalize anyone who is with opposing view. It is high time we sanitize and democratize our Senate. They are representative of people. There should be inclusiveness. This issue of Nashata should expose every ill that is happening in the Senate. It's uncalled for. That is my take.
All right. Thank you so much, Abubakar, for sharing that. Good morning. Hello, are you there? Okay. We're going to have to move on to other callers. Good morning.
Princess, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Thank you. It's Obasanjo calling you from Lapai, Niger State.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Nigeria, we can now see the drama on the government side. Is that we call a democracy? This is crazy in our country. We call it crazy. That is not democracy. The democracy is for the people, by the people, and for the people. But what we are seeing today is for single individual. Fubara stands firm. There's no shaking. All the riverside, the riverite, like Fubara, let whatever, let the heaven fall. Like his mentor usually said, we will all see, it will fall. We'll see what is happening in River State. If Mr. President failed, we cannot go. See, let the judgment of this country, the judges of this country, I am telling you, the poor masses of this country, Wallah will continue to swear for every judge of this country.
All right.
Why? Because we are not happy, we are not going to happy, and we will not continue to be happy. A lot of things has been happening in this country. The judges are the ones that God gave them the mantle of leadership of this country, but they want to create anarchy in this country.
All right, Obasanjo.
Senator Akpabio, Natasha, a lot of issues, about billions of naira that, see, a Senate president will not even supposed to be a Senate president.
Okay. All right, Obasanjo. Thank you for calling to share your thoughts. Good morning. Hello, are you there?
Hello, good morning, Gabriella.
Good morning. You're welcome.
My name is Salasi.
Welcome, Salasi.
I want to talk about the NNPC. they are reducing fuel price. I said, thank God to Dangote. Hadn't been Dangote not reduce fuel price. Because now when you go to Dangote filling station, you see a lot of queue. People are buying his fuel. And either force the NNPC to reduce their price. Now they are talking of subsidy again. Which subsidy are they paying? I remember from the subsidy was gone, they tell Nigerians that they are not paying any subsidy. So I want to talk about the insecurity. Look at what happened in Katsina, how they kidnapped varsity students in Katsina. And look at what's still happening. A professor has been kidnapped in Borno by Boko Haram. And tomorrow, you will hear them saying, repented Boko Haram, bringing them back to the society. And somebody will call this radio station and say, no, these children, some of them are forced. While even some of them come back and go back again after spending our hard-earned taxpayer money to rehabilitate this criminal that have carried arms against the state. So we are urging the government to do the needful when it comes to insecurity. I will conclude by saying, today's victims are yesterday's survivors. Tomorrow victims are today's survivors. It could be anyone out there. If a retired general could be kidnapped and still up to now he's in hand of criminals. If they have any federal readers in Abuja being kidnapped, he's still there thinking how they will release him. They must do the needful or else it will come to each and every one of us. Thank you.
Salasi, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Good morning.
Good morning, Gabriella. My name is Emeka.
You're welcome, Emeka. Go ahead.
From Guarempa. In fact, sometimes I don't want to say that I feel ashamed being a Nigerian, honestly, because if you look at what is happening, what has happened in the last two weeks to 3 weeks, you will weep for this country. From River State judgment to Lagos State Bruhaha, the Assembly Bruhaha, to shutting down school because of Ramadan. Is it not shameful? Are we the only country that has Muslims? Saudi Arabia, they don't have Muslims. Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, United Arab Emirates. Name them. Yeah. How many countries? More than 100 and something countries that has. How many of them do we have here that they close down school? Why is it that even Eastern we take things extreme during an election to shut down school? During is what we have. It's not the first time. In 1960, we were having Ramadan fasting. We should shut down school or just want to claim unnecessary sanctimonious nature. And then this northern states are one of the backwards medication. And tomorrow we talk about quota system and federal character. Someone will score 261, we won't give him admission. And someone from which state we score just 125, we give him admission. And we are still keep closing down schools. Is it not shameful? Shame to these governors. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Let's take some of your thoughts on Facebook. We have quite a number of comments on here. Also, Francis Nnamani, watching live from Amagunze in Enugu State, says, good morning, Gabriella. The NNPC should go further to slash the price of petrol pump price to better the plight of Nigerians. As a renowned oil-producing nation, Nigeria shouldn't be battling fuel price hike. May God help us, is what he says. Good morning to you, Oshioke Pedro, watching live from Kubwa. Dr. Mrs. Uma Olebara in Owerri says, instead of our lawmakers to make laws that will better the lot of the masses and initiate ways for good